Hello class, this is Mr. Lehman. We're going to start our Unit 7 lab today. The first lab of the unit is going to be on intermolecular forces and polarity, looking at the structure of molecules and trying to see how it impacts some of their properties. In the pre-lab video you learned about viscosity, capillary action, and so here we go. So in station number 1 we're going to be using a rabbit fur. Don't feel sad, right? This is a real rabbit fur. Don't feel sad for this rabbit. This rabbit lived a long, healthy life and decided to donate his rabbit fur to science. Yeah, there's lots of little bunny babies, grandchildren. So yeah, don't be sad. So we're going to use a rod here, and we're going to rub it against the fur. And when this happens, some of the electrons from the fur are going to basically leave the fur and go onto the rod. So we're adding extra electrons to our rod. So now we have a rod that has a negative charge. And so what we're going to do here, we're going to hold this up. We have a burette, a tall skinny tube. We'll see that here shortly. We're going to turn the valve called a stopcock, and we're going to let the liquid come out. So the liquid is going to go straight down into a beaker to collect it. Now we're going to hold the rod, which has a negative charge. We're going to hold that near the stream with the liquid. Well, it's 10:28 Monday morning. Time for fourth period to start. All right, so we're going to hold that charged rod next to the stream of liquid. If this liquid is made up of polar molecules, then the positive end of the molecules in this liquid stream will be attracted to this rod, and the stream will curve towards this rod. So if we're working with a polar molecule, a molecule that has a positive end and a negative end, we're going to see that stream of liquid curve towards it. If the molecule is nonpolar, it doesn't have any charges, or maybe all the charges are all positive or all sides are negative, we're going to see it mostly go straight down. It may curve just a teeny little bit. Actually, sometimes too, it might even repel just a little bit, but we're not going to see a dramatic curving of it. So we're going to test 4 liquids in this lab. We're going to test water, isopropanol, which is this rubbing alcohol, acetic acid, which is basically vinegar, and the fourth one is hexane. Hexane is very similar to like gasoline. All right, so I'm going to turn the camera over here to lab table number 1. And I don't want to start the video and stop the video again. So I'm going to do this. And I'll try to zoom in here a little bit by moving the tripod closer. Here we go. All right, so these are called the burettes. This is the valve called a stopcock. When we get into our acid-base unit, we will use these for titrations. All right, so here we go. So first up, we got water. So we turn it, see the water coming out. I'm gonna hold this next to it and check that out. Magic. All right, that attracts towards the rod. All right, next up, we got isopropanol, rubbing alcohol. Let me give the rod, excuse me, can't talk. Let me give the rod a new fresh charge. I'm gonna open up the stopcock. We see the liquid coming out, and we see it also curving towards the rod. Let me do it, make sure I'm not blocking your view. All right. Let's shift the camera here. And I'm using extra whiteboards as backdrops for better background, so hopefully that helps you see everything better. So here we go, behind the scenes look at the Mr. Lehman Photography Studio. All right, so next up, vinegar, acetic acid. Look at that, that also curves. And then last but not least, we got some hexane. Once again, let me give a fresh charge, that way you know I'm not skewing the data. And look at that, nothing. No impact whatsoever. All right, so that was lab station number 1.